Alright, what's going on, everybody? I got another haul video. This one is from a local shop from last week called Great Escape. Picked all these books up for $1. This first one is Animaniacs number 33, it looks like. I love these old Animaniacs books. They have a lot of homage covers to movies and TV shows from the 80s and 90s. This one's obviously Jurassic Park homage, and it's pretty cool. It's a newsstand, so it's in pretty good shape, so I was happy to get this for $1. Let's see, the next 3 books actually go together. You got Batman 3, 4, and 6, all from New 52 Batman. So 3 is first cameo of Court of Owls, 4 is second cameo of Court of Owls, and 6 is first full appearance of Court of Owls. Now, the rumor is that Court of Owls are going to be in the new Batman movie, the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson movie that's coming out next year. I think there was a symbol from the Court of Owls in the teaser trailer they did a few months ago, so that's the rumor, at least. I'm not sure. I've never read any of these, so I don't know what the Court of Owls is or what its purpose is, but I think that they're going to be in the movie, so these were all $1, so can't beat that. 3 and 4 go for about 10 to 15 right now, and 6 goes for, anywhere between 20 and 30 depending on the day. So obviously these will hopefully pick up once another trailer hits and get some confirmation. Otherwise it's going to be more failed DC spec. Alright, so next one we have cover number 1. This is a Brian Michael Bendis book and David Mack. This was one of the first ones released under Bendis's Jinx World label, creator owned, like kind of offshoot from DC, I guess. This one has been optioned for an HBO animated series with Bendis and Mack attached. I think Bendis is going to write and Mack will do some of the design, I imagine. So yeah, I picked this one up for $1. Goes for about, 15 to 20, so we'll see if anything ever happens with the series. Hopefully. Let's see, next got a classic 90s book, Ecto Kid number 1. I don't know if you can see, it's got the shiny embossed cover with Mr. Ecto Kid hopping out at you. This is just Clive Barker did a series, I think there was like 4 or 5 books he created in the 90s, Ecto Kid, Hokum and Hex. I can't remember the other ones. There was some news about this. They might do a movie or a show for Ecto Kid, so it was going for like 10, 15 bucks a few months ago, but there's a ton of these out there. They're still littered in the dollar boxes, so I picked one up. I had this when I was a kid, so I wouldn't pay more than $1 for it. Unfortunately, it's not a newsstand, but if you can find the newsstand, that might be a little better buy if you want to flip it. Next book, we got Flashpoint 1. This is the first appearance of Thomas Wayne as in this universe, I guess, as Batman. I guess this is an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne was killed by, what's the guy's name, Joe Cool or whatever, and Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. So this is his first appearance as that. The Flashpoint stuff is gonna be involved in the DC multiverse movies, I guess. There was some allusions to it in the Flash TV show, I think. But I think they're going to feature it more prominently in some of the DC movies, or that was the plan at least. So who knows, but cool cover, good book, picked it up for $1. Again, sells for anywhere between 20 and 30 depending on the day. Next book, we got another cartoon book from the 90s, a little itchy and scratchy goodness. This is number 2. This really doesn't go for anything. I just picked it up for $1. I was trying to slowly collect all those 90s comics based on the cartoons, Animaniacs, Itchy and Scratchy, all the Simpsons stuff. The number 1 issues go for between 10 and 20 bucks, but that's pretty much it, I think. So I picked this one up for $1. Love Itchy and Scratchy, love the Simpsons, so good times. Next one, we got Next Wave, Agents of Hate, number 7. This is a series from one of my favorite writers, Warren Ellis. He did the first 12 issues, I think, so I'm slowly trying to put this run together. I've got 1 through 5, and then I picked up 7, and yeah, I think there's 12. So I just read the first issue a few minutes ago, and it was really funny, so that's why I love Ellis. He's a funny writer and just puts a lot of goodness into his writing, so it's a fun read. Alright, next book, we got New Mutants 95. This is the second print. This is not a significant book other than it's a Rob Liefeld New Mutants cover, so that's plenty of significance for me. Love the old Liefeld art, and you know, second print. The old second prints from the 90s don't tend to go as much as the new ones do, because that wasn't really a thing back then. People didn't want the second prints, they wanted the first prints. But you know, in the second prints back then, a lot of times they just had different colors, the backgrounds. Like this one's gold in the background. New Mutants 100, I think, is white, and then they changed the title, the color on the title a lot of times too. I'm not sure if they did that one for this one or not, but just a cool Liefeld cover, second print. You know, picked it up for $1. These don't go for anything, just add to my collection. Next we got a Pinky and the Brain. This is number 16. It's a beautiful Terminator 2 homage with Pinky on there as the T-1000. Or is he getting, I can't tell if he's being targeted maybe? Maybe the Brain's targeting him. I don't know, but just a great Pinky and the Brain cover. The Animaniacs did a lot of homage covers back then, so just a beautiful Terminator 2 homage. Next we got Spawn 35, just early Spawn issue. Looks like Greg Capullo and McFarlane did the cover. It's a newsstand, so that's cool. These early Spawns, anytime I find a newsstand, I'll pick that up. You can kind of see the spine's a little beat. There's lots of spine ticks, but this was in the dollar bin, no bag or board or anything. But you know, for $1, you can't beat it. I'm slowly trying to put Spawn runs together, so I'll just pick up anything I can find for $1. Next we got Thunderbolts number 1. This is the second printing. So this one, again, it doesn't go for as much as the first printing. I think these go for, you know, $10-15. There is one of the staples is detached, so that kind of sucks. But again, this was in a box with no bag or board or anything, just sitting there in the dollar, or this one might have been 50 cents actually. So the background is pink on this one. That's the difference. I think the first printing is green background. This came out in the late 90s, I think. So again, that's how they used to distinguish the printings. They use the same art, just different colors on the title and in the background. So yeah, I was happy to pick this up for, I think it was 50 cents. Last book, we got another classic 90s one, Vengeance of Vampirella number 1. Beautiful Joe Quesada cover, and let's see, I'll take this one out because it's actually a wraparound cover. So there's that. There we go. And you can see it was 99 cents. I remember this book from the 90s. It was on the Wizard Top 10, I think, a few times. I think there's some like special editions of this, maybe like with some gold lettering or something in the title. I can't remember. But I never had this as a kid, so I was happy to pick it up for $1. I think cover price on it was, yeah, $2.95. So back in the 90s, that was pretty hefty price. So especially if you just had an allowance. But I was happy to pick this up for $1. Love the Joe Quesada cover. These don't go for anything, obviously, but you know, just happy to add it to my collection. And Joe Quesada, he's the editor-in-chief of Marvel now, so it's pretty funny. Started on, well, he didn't start on Vampirella, but I just love this cover. So that's it for this haul. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys later.